but that's the only difference as well with Mikel though, man. Like, he just stood there, like, when Haaland was talking to him, Jose would have poked you in the eye. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Jose's got the stuff to back that as well. Jose's got more.
That's the truth. And
If Arteta's got a couple of leagues behind him, I don't think the reaction's the same.
He's won the Champions. Yeah, 100%. That's why Jose's the guy. Because whatever you've done, I've done.
Yeah, I can match what you're talking about. Only Pep's the only one who's a bit probably like you can say.
We're talking peas at Gullet.
Yeah,
we're talking trophies at Gullet.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Rio Presents. I'm Ferdinand, and every single week you'll be hearing me on this pod, and you'll be watching me, by the way, getting stuck into some of the biggest stories in football. This week we've got Joel Bayes back, and we've got the England coach, Mr. Joel. Do you call him Joel? Joleon.
Yeah, you call him Joleon.
I call him Joel, but Joleon Lescott, the England coach, who's looking after the England's brightest talent. Everyone coming through. He's making them better. He's making sure. He's going to kill me.
Made it in, Rio.
But listen, man, we're here to start. We're here to rock and roll. Let's go, man. Joel, you cool?
No, I'm doing great, man. Great win on the weekend. What about you?
It's a bright jacket, that.
Yeah, brighter than Man United losing to Tottenham 3-0, man.
All right, let's go. Good start, good start.
Rio, talk to us, man.
What?
Talk to us, innit?
What?
How are you feeling?
How do you think I'm feeling?
Well,
Why so angry, bro?
I know, man, a bit touchy, innit?
No, but it's like... This is that your team get you like this.
Yeah,
you would have been there at some point.
Facts.
Yeah, you've been there. You was asking for your manager to get the sack after year 1 and 2, right? Maybe even for the first 3 games of the third season when he lost 3 out of 3. You were calling get him out,
for stats,
right? But
it's old news.
I
Yesterday's news, yo.
yeah,
I don't know what
it gets you like that though, man. It does though. And I'm a fan at heart. I just love football. I want to see good football. I want to see my team play where even if we lose, I go, you know what? We had a go. But I want to be excited. We watch games together at stadiums all around Europe, yeah? And it's just pure excitement. But I'm not really getting that with Man United, right? Like the last however long. It just...
Everyone else is. Every other fan that's going to the stadium's getting that excitement.
Come on, man.
Literally.
But I go, yeah.
Liverpool, City.
No, anyone that comes to Man United, you say.
Oh, yeah. That's a party.
It's
a
like,
day
But
out.
you know what it is as well? It's like...
But that's the thing, but it's not like... I know we're obviously bantering Mio, but it's serious. Like,
No, it is a day out.
I'm not surprised. That's the biggest
Because
problem in my head.
you're used to it being a day out for them. I'm not being disrespectful because even when you look at games that you win,
You are.
It's true. When you look at Crystal Palace last season, you get the feeling, day out.
Why are you going
It's
to
the
them?
truth. When you look at, I'm talking about the smaller teams where you should be dealing with them.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at City, when you look at Arsenal, there's games that I look at now and I go, 3 points, good performance, no problem. You guys, it could be anyone. It could be Fulham first game of the season, even though you won and that you missed opportunities.
They missed
opportunities.
opportunities.
You still feel like it could go either way.
I saw little improvements. I said that on the show a couple of shows ago. Like I saw improvements on Man United in terms of without the ball, especially in terms of being harder to play against. Yeah, chances were still being created, but not at the volume that we were seeing prior to that. But my biggest concern is that it feels like we're just falling back into what was the norm last season and before.
I think it's one of them. They're still at the stage where they go behind or it's a negative.
Capitulate.
It's just confidence is just drained. And it's like once they go behind, you're thinking maybe still there's an opportunity. It's Old Trafford, and then Bruno goes off. It's like, it's devastating.
Yeah.
I think they're impacted so much by things, and the confidence just goes so quick, which is always the case when it's not going well.
I hear this whole improvement talk, but
You need to be consistent. That's my
what
biggest
they were
issue.
doing. They were talking about clean sheet records after 2
I hate
games.
when they do that.
You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, like let everyone bed in.
It's true. The only stats we should be looking at is 6 games played, 7 points, 2 wins.
No, I
3
see.
losses,
See, that's where
1
I
draw.
I differ because I think yes, you can look at points. It's like Arsenal. If you compared it to Arsenal last year, and I was actually on your side with this, and I wasn't on Steve's side. I didn't agree with Steve. I think Arsenal, you was asking for Arteta to be sacked, yeah? So you sit down.
That's a long time ago,
But
by the
what I'm
way.
saying, if you want to compare,
Man had a different hairline back then.
No, but what I'm saying, if you want to compare Arsenal and Arteta's start with Erik ten Hag's first 2/3 seasons, it's like Arsenal, they finished 8th and 8th and then 5th, but their points improved every year. All right, didn't win anything, but their points. And the biggest thing is, you could see a progression.
That's the thing.
You could see a backing of a united football club, but also you could see that he was weaning out any weeds and thorns that he had there.
But there was playing away that they're playing now. They were just
Then
doing
they
just didn't, and they didn't have the players.
2 out of 5. Then it went
Yeah.
to like 4 out of 7, and then it increased where it's like, now it's like 9, 10 out of 10
But you were
games.
seeing the
You've
habits.
seen it. Yeah,
the habits were there. Whereas Man United, the
progression.
habits are bad habits. Man United, I'm not seeing good habits. Man United finished third in his first season, and then it dropped off dramatically in the second season, position-wise and points-wise. But he got 2 trophies, which basically saved him, right? But
And
again,
they should.
I wasn't the one saying get rid, but I was saying all I said, which was common last season, was like a repeat record all the time. Is I don't see a style of football. I do not see a style, and that's the biggest concern because Ineos have come in, and Omar and Radcliffe have both said we will dictate the style of football we want to play. Now it's up to a manager to implement that. This is where the manager, I'm looking at and going, well, I can't say confidently that this manager is the guy who's going to get us playing a style of football that they want consistently. He might get one game here, one game there. That's what he's shown so far. But consistently, and
What
add
games
to
have you
that,
seen that in? Not being disrespectful. Like, what games have you seen this season you thought, that's how I expect Man United to play?
Rio was saying that after the Fulham game.
No,
Fulham.
I saw improvements. That's what I'm saying. I saw improvements in the Fulham game that we were harder to play against. We created chances. The first 3 games we created an abundance of chances, just didn't finish. So then it's about, okay, have we got the right personnel on the pitch? Have we got the quality? Right, and then that's different. But we're seeing a style of football. Because if I look at Man United and in that sense, and I go, well, not only are we not finding a way of playing consistently, but is the manager, he's there to improve the players.
Yeah.
The club are recruiting players. This season, summer, they've recruited a certain amount of players to play a particular style of football. You've got to get that style of football playing, and you've got to improve them. And this is where can't say confidently right now that he's going to be able to do that.
Has it really been a style of football? Has it been good individual performances? I'll give you examples. Ahmad started the season off really brightly. Don't know why he started getting dropped. I look at that and I think, oh, great spark. Rashford, last 2 games. I don't know if it's a style of football. I'm looking at individuals that are doing a little bit better. Onana.
I watched against Brighton, defending, I'm talking, without the ball. I saw Bruno, Mason Mount starting the defensive press from the front, the midfield flying in behind it. There was a compactness, there was a method behind what they were trying to do. I could see it was clear. And then now the last 3 games, I can't, or 2 games, 2.5 games, I can't see it. I can't see that.
Game, bro.
No, that's fine. But that's a given. But my point is,
that can happen.
Yeah, that can happen against the best team.
Yeah.
Against
Liverpool
the best
can
team.
happen.
You can lose 3-0 at home.
It
No.
can happen.
It
can happen. Not that it should happen, or it's accepted.
Your energy is not what it should be.
Standards. Wow. On
Standards.
The floor.
You've only just got standards the last year and a half.
Exactly. And it's a shame that you guys are losing yours.
No, we're not losing. We lost them. We've lost them.
I mean, I'm not part of this camp. No, listen, Liverpool losing to 3-0 to Liverpool can happen.
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen because they're in transition apparently. They've got a new manager. So it shouldn't happen based on that information, but losing to Liverpool can happen.
No, 3-0 at
where
home
you've gone
is
there,
a bad
it's
day,
a great
though.
point. Slot. Herzler, the new Brighton manager. De Zerbi before him. Potter before him. Brighton had done it 3 times, like you said when you walked in the door. Postecoglou. Thomas Frank. Sean Dyche. The thing they've all got in common, these guys, is that they can coach a team to play a particular way of playing consistently. Unai Emery. They all play another manager you wanted out. They've all got
I never wanted
players.
him out, by the way.
They've all got players in their squads who they recruit as a club.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who comes in, they don't change the way they play.
Yeah.
They are what they are. You can love them or hate them or criticise them or give them a boost for it.
And you can see it.
You can see it.
Yeah.
Take the shirts and names off the players' backs and you'll go, that's a Sean Dyche team.
I said it yesterday.
That's a Slot team there.
My issue, and I'm going to bring it away from
that's
the
what
Premier League
Ten Hag
right
needs
now.
to do.
I hear what Rio's saying, and he's obviously gone for a walk, and you can hear the stats are just rolling out. I'm like, rah. But you're supposed to be a mega club. May I remind you?
We are a mega club.
Okay, cool.
Don't get
Well,
it
you're
twisted.
supposed to be a mega club.
we are.
Right? If you look at Barcelona, if you look at teams
Yeah.
all around Europe, the big teams, when it goes left a little bit, whether it be Bayern and they don't win the league, they come back strong. Barcelona, they can.
Them leagues ain't as strong as the
That's
Premier
to
League.
say,
Okay,
I
Them leagues
agree.
ain't as strong.
I agree with
But
you.
what I'm saying is the way they act and the way they react, you got to remember, like, this has been happening for a while now.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
we can look at Ten Hag, but when you look at the picture, bro, it's what, over 10 years? 12? What is it, 10?
It's
11,
long. It's a long time.
It's that's what I don't like about the situation, even as a football fan. I think, but even though I'm saying it's Erik Ten Hag's time to go, when is this going to get fixed? Because I'm hearing, I saw people in the comments yesterday on our live with Steve, by the way. it's like they're saying, start again.
No, but there's a new management that's come in, because management above was a massive problem. The recruitment, the way they recruited, and the coaches they had before, it never merged together. It didn't produce anything that was successful for a sustained amount of time. So the management now, which was the last thing that hadn't been changed, changed managers, changed players, hadn't worked right. The management's changed. That's happened start of this season, yeah? So that's got to have time, right? Now the manager's there and the set of players are there. But my big thing is the ownership now, Ineos, they have a particular way of playing football. And I want to ask Joleon, because you're part of the England coaching setup, how difficult is it, or how do they go in and change a way of playing or implement a way of playing? Lee Carsley had 4 days or whatever it was to go and implement a new way of playing.
In order to do that, there's a number of ways to do it, and you have to find a way to do it that resonates with probably the core of the group. Do you know what I mean? Like, whether it's like, I always feel it's out of fear or respect. So I think he's gone in there and he's tried to get it for respect, because I think that's more responsive this generation. But then all of a sudden, you're not getting a response. So now it has to turn to fear. Like, people have to fear losing their place, like being sold or whatever that may be. And all of a sudden, then you get a reaction. But at the minute, like you said, there's no consistency. Or not enough consistency.
How do you see it in England, though? What have you seen? Give me a couple of examples with England, with Lee Carsley and you and the coaching staff.
Lee Carsley, seriously, I'm not just saying this. Like, he's different. Like, it's easy for him to be approachable, like pleasant, like, and you'll know, Rio. It's probably one of, especially previous generations. I don't know Ten Hag, but it's probably the hardest thing for a manager to say, "You're well done." Like, managers don't really say that. Did you remember Sir Alex ever tell you on a regular basis, "Well done, keep going"?
I was searching for it.
There you go.
What was
nothing.
Well
you get
done?
nothing.
Bro, we will keep sometimes 10, 15 clean sheets or whatever, or don't lose a game for how long, yeah? And we are like making mad tackles at the back, keeping it locked down at the back, and we're winning 1 or 2-0, whatever. And I'm just hearing the manager talk about Cristiano Ronaldo match of the day, or Wayne Rooney, or Tevez.
That's
or
what
Carrick,
I'm saying,
or
where
Giggs.
Cars has that ability to go and tell everyone, this is well done. Like, this is why I'm telling you well done. And be personal with them. And especially now, but even in our time, when you hear that, you're thinking, well, yeah, I'll keep going and do more. And you want to do more. And again, that's not an easy thing to do for everyone. I'm not saying that didn't happen before. You're just asking me about Cars. But in terms of seeing that and knowing from my experience as a player, if a manager tells me something that I've done well, you're going to get more out of me than rather me searching for that.
But more about, like, what about, like, the style of football, though?
Oh, the style.
This is what I mean.
You just
How
have
do you
to
get
create
a style of
scenario.
football?
Well, obviously, you recognise, and it sounds simple. Like, I'm going to make it sound like it's this simple, but it's not, obviously. Like, you recognise what your players are good at, and you try to get them in scenarios where they're most exposed at their strengths rather than their weaknesses. And then the opposition have to combat that. Like, I remember, like, a couple of years ago when you're watching United, doesn't know we're talking about them. I remember seeing on the top line, Wan-Bissaka 1v1, like, a lot in attack, in offence, and I'm thinking that's not his strength. Like, give that Sancho. So you probably say to Sancho, don't come back. Like, stay there. And
You've got a 1v1 man behind you.
Yeah, you've got a specialist there at 1v1 defensive, and you're a specialist going forward. So let's create that scenario. And all of a sudden, the opposition have to combat that and think differently, where I'm thinking, you're asking Sancho to track. Now he's 1v1 in defence, and then when he's going inside, Wan-Bissaka's outside. I'm thinking he doesn't want to be outside. Wan-Bissaka's not as comfortable as Sancho.
As a right winger.
Why would you create that scenario? So then your structure has to be, well, when we're in the build, this is how we want to play, and this is where we want this is where our strengths lie, and this is what we do. But again, to create that, that's me looking at it and thinking, well, that's what I would want to do, but I don't know how you ask all the players to buy into that.
Do the players know this type of communication and this message? Because we spoke about it earlier on, right? I was saying to you, I'm not sure if the Man United players know. You see, if you listen to a Liverpool player, you listen to anyone, even Spurs players, they know what the managers have told them and they can recite it. Do the England players know this? Do you think the Man United players know this?
It doesn't look like the United players know it, because I don't see it on the pitch. And I think it's a great point that Joleon just made about playing to player strengths. That's how we used to say it back in the day. You play to your player strengths, so you create scenarios in the game that are going to suit them. So Man United for far too long have been playing transition football. The first goal yesterday was transition, right? So Man United got the ball attacking, but as a defender, we was always thinking, what's the worst case scenario when we have the ball? That's when I'm trying to be most switched on in my whole time in the game, is when we have good possession. Right, where are you? Where are you? Just in case he loses the ball. Now, the game's changed a bit because more managers are more expansive. It's about, well, we've got the ball and we're going to hurt you. But Man United's midfielders especially haven't got the legs, and our two centre-halves got no pace in there at all. So I think you have to be even more diligent in that scenario as to when we lose the ball. So the Van de Ven situation and the FC20 situation doesn't happen where one man can run through the pitch.
It's a lot.
Like that,
Owen
over a
Hargreaves
big
said it last
distance.
time. Owen Hargreaves said it. You prepare for the worst. Remember, he had a
Yeah,
saying
you have
that he
to,
said,
but I don't think we do that. Man United don't, because they're so eager to go and impress, and the crowd, they get caught with the emotion of the crowd. You know what it's like, Ultra, when they're pushing you on, home fans, they push you on to do stuff, and you come out of what you're meant to be doing in terms of structure.
Which I understand, but then, like you said, you did it as well. Like, you may have to change it away from home, but it's not the case. It's like, we're just going to be this open all the time.
No,
and obviously, if it's not working, then you look and think, Casemiro got a lot of stick, and then it hasn't changed since he's come out of the team. Really, has it?
I was saying earlier on, Dalot, getting caught out like in those positions again.
But Dalot's he's probably been Dalot, the only player I've seen improve under Erik ten Hag.
No, I agree.
Ahmad maybe this season.
He's done well, but again, it's about moments, right? And same thing again. Sorry to bring it back to the Liverpool game, but same thing again, getting caught out too high up the pitch.
But that's an individual thing, because he's got to understand this is Mo Salah.
Yeah.
Like, some games you have to. It's not a system. It's the opponent, and they have to recognise.
And that's Brennan Johnson. There's two fast players.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. But in regards to saying, you were talking about the Liverpool game, like you have to respect that. Sometimes
the quality.
The opposition is better at his position than you are at yours, and Mo Salah is.
But isn't that, for someone that doesn't play the professional game, isn't that common sense?
No, because sometimes people.
Common sense isn't that common.
Yeah, yes, that's a big shout. That's the one. Common sense is not that common.
Because if I'm playing against...
And it's easy to make that decision now and understand that in just now, sitting around the table.
Go on, say what you're going to say there.
Because if I'm playing against someone that's better than me, it don't matter what level. If I know they're faster than me, especially pace, by the way, I'm going up that pitch with a bit of caution, and that's the best I can do. I can at least communicate and say, hey, watch out for this man. No, I'm not seeing anything. He's just going so far up. By the time he's tracking back, my man had his hand up even before the goal went to say, oh, sorry, that was my fault. You should be seeing that. These are big games. Yeah,
but sometimes, I like what we've said this quite a lot on TNT, but also in the private conversations, the system is overriding individuals a lot now, in and out of possession. So nothing is by design at Man United right now, with the ball or without the ball. I look at Man United with the ball now, and for a long time it is, if Bruno's going to create a moment, that's it. We're going to get goals or get chances. Rashford's going to do something, or Garnacho.
Individual brilliance.
Individual moments is all Man United have lived and breathed on for the last year or two, right? And I think to myself, that can't last forever, because you can shut down one or two players and then
they have a bad game.
Or they'll go out of form. Bruno's a little bit out of form now, but when I look at us without the ball as well, I don't see no designing to say this is the way we're going to defend a certain situation. I did see it earlier in the season in glimpses, but like I said, you can't have glimpses at this level. It's got to be over sustained, consistent amount of time.
I think you're just like a positive fan, if I'm honest with you. Like every other fan, like positive.
No, but I could show you scenario after this. I'll show you. We can't put it on there because copyright, but I'll show you scenarios where, especially when it was Bruno and Mason Mount up as almost like false nines, without the ball, they were putting on the press as the trigger, and you saw the midfielders and the wide players coming in as a whole six and making it difficult to play through. Yeah, but I ain't seen that last 2 or 3 games.
So can you see a plan? Sorry to interrupt. No. Can you see a Erik ten Hag plan?
No, I can't. I can't see an Erik ten Hag way of playing.
I think it's evident when, say, you compare it to other teams, and you can predict. Let's say City. You probably look and say, well, now you're going to score, and I know you're going to concede. So then I can see the system and the structure. Whereas Man United, I don't know how you're going to score, and I don't know how you can concede a lot of ways, that's probably the issue. It's like you can attack them and expose them multiple ways, which is a frustration for a fan, and especially as a defender.
Let me put you on a test right now.
Yeah.
City, around 30 seconds. Please tell me how you're going to score, how you're going to concede.
Well, sustained pressure, get the balls wide, inverted runs run between the centre half and the fullback. You're going to run down there, slot down the side, and create an opportunity. And there's going to be 6 or 7 of the opposition in their own box. And then all of a sudden you're going to get maybe a lucky break like it did against Arsenal, or someone's going to attack, or someone's going to tap it in, and then conceding, probably transitions. They high up the pitch, there's probably spacing behind. They've got obviously some quick defenders, but pacing behind, and then there's probably a space. So the chances they concede, probably more 1v1, like Liverpool a couple of years ago, but it's not as many as, say, other teams. But you can necessarily see no one's going to have sustained pressure against City or pick up the ball. As the centre half's like picking up the ball and running through the team because it's too compact. Same as Arsenal, you can probably see how you're going to score and how you're going to concede. And it's not saying you're never going to stop them things or you're going to score every attack, but you can see.
You can see. You know whether it's going to come through the middle, Odegaard or the forwards.
You couldn't do that.
You know it's not going to be a crossing.
We won't just use City and Arsenal.
Villa as well. Yeah. Brighton, the same.
Newcastle. Yeah. Like, whoever it is, you can see and say, well, that's how they score, how they want to score, and that's how they want to concede. Where
without the ball, you couldn't take 30 seconds like that with United. Because he's going to have more different ways and scenarios that could be created against Man United than just those one or two. £600 million spent with Erik ten Hag. It's the most inconsistent team around, I would say, when you add it all together. And that hurts me to say that.
Has this been the worst Man United you've seen since Sir Alex has left?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think there's been as bad at times, if not worse.
So I was going to say, you could say, yeah, because it's now.
Yeah, because it's fresh.
Hard to remember, yeah. And it's accumulation of a period of time where another season you're looking at them thinking, they ain't contending this year, are they? But
I think a big issue for me was the other day, I think, hearing Eriksen's comments, we didn't work hard enough, or they worked hard on us. Something around them lines. I just think that if he was in the changing room and your teammate said that, I'd be saying, listen, bro, don't be saying that type of shit outside. We can talk about this in here.
I don't know, I don't want to hear that out there. I think that may be the time to do it now. As long as he's not mentioning names.
Bro.
Nah, I think it's
They were
worse.
better than us. They were better than us on the day. The better team won.
Yeah. But also,
you drew.
You shouldn't be saying, I think it's a disrespect to any human being in any level of work, anywhere, if you're saying that someone else has worked harder than you. I think that's the worst. I'd rather someone say we got outfought. They were better than us.
But what I would say is that I don't think I played at United. I didn't play in a team where we didn't work that hard and the team overrun us and whatever. So I don't know what it's like. He might be well within his rights to say that.
Yeah. I've been in teams where that's been a thing. Like teams outwork you.
What, the Villa days?
That was a tough time, man. Yeah, like teams are allowed to outwork you. Like, that's someone's strength. What if that is someone's strength? Work ethic, like paces.
But
they're allowed to work harder than you.
Yeah, no.
You might be working to your maximum. Your maximum just might.
I don't think that's what he's saying, though.
If we're criticizing them this much and then saying all these things, how do you know they're not at their maximum?
Well, sometimes
that's the worrying thing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, and I don't want to get personal.
I don't think so. I don't think
Anthony is not trying his hardest. I just think the level may be out of reach to compete at that level every day.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But at the same time, I also think there's times when they come on and they're not bothered. We've seen it.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. So
not bothered. I don't know.
Yes, whether it be a Sancho at United, whether it be Rashford, whether it be Anthony, whether it be, and I'm not picking them individually. I'm just saying
you
I've seen it.
You are.
I'm seeing.
You mentioned names.
Are we going to do
highlighted names?
Say what you want.
Go on.
I've seen them not give their all many times. Whereas with us, where we got slapped up by Bayern Munich last season, where we've lost games here and there, when we lost against Villa, we just weren't good on the day, or we just got outfought.
You got outfought? So you're allowed to be outfought then, are you?
No, I'm just saying it's more. I would rather be
and
more outfought.
How'd you get outfought?
They were better than you.
It must correlate with not working as hard.
Not working as hard, yeah.
This is what I'm saying. I'd rather, right, even if I didn't play well, we had the desire than to just sit there and we've been called lazy or we didn't work hard. For me, that's the biggest disrespect.
No, I agree it is, but I don't think it's as easy to say just that he didn't, because sometimes body language is not an absolute indication of effort.
No way.
Do you know what I mean? Everybody's body language. I used to get called lackadaisical all the time as a kid growing up, but my playing style was just a bit more relaxed.
But we could see you on the pitch though, Rio. We could see it.
The coaches weren't telling me that.
Okay, let me get a player that body language doesn't match their...
If Saliba has a dip in form, guarantee you people saying like he looks like he's well laboured and lax. And Van Dijk.
I don't see Van Dijk and go, okay, he can have a dip in form, but I never look at Van Dijk and think he's not giving it his all.
Yeah, but that's what we're saying. That's what
he
was
could be-
happening.
No, but that's
He
what
could
was
be
being said.
unfocused.
That's what was being said for a whole season.
I would hate to be called lazy. I'd rather someone say, you know what, we got outfought.
I don't think
Who's
anyone's
being
gonna
called
be
lazy
I
though?
don't
Are you
know,
calling the
so-
Man United players lazy?
I think some of them are, yeah.
Like who?
We've gone through
Name
this
them.
already. I've seen parts.
On air, name them on air.
I've seen them. I've seen parts. I've seen many parts where you look at players and you just think you're just not even really trying. You're not actually giving your all. And that's
But that's so
where,
okay. I'll give you a player,
Go
right?
on.
Sancho, that was being said about. I know Sancho wants to be the best. It ain't about not trying. It's just that he's not being able to produce the form that he had. Confidence is low, and maybe also the team that he was in, the environment he was in, wasn't suited to him being able to produce his best performances. He has to take responsibility for some
So
of
then
that
he
as well.
just thinks,
but the
oh,
club
you know
as well.
what, yeah, by you lot, mate. I'm just gonna come on and just do what I got to do and get out.
No, but he weren't. Just,
But one man
weren't
can't
doing
just
that.
do what you want to do. You know.
yeah, he weren't.
One
doing
man, when the systems are so dominant now, one man can't come in and go, I'm going to do me, you can shut up.
For the viewers watching, I want you guys to remember that football is also someone's work. Yes, we have a special passion about it, but at the end of the day, there's some days where man go to work and they can't really be bothered, or the manager's pissing them off, and then they go, you know what, I'm just going to do X, Y, and Z. And if you can tell me that just because someone plays for Manchester United, they've never felt that way, or they've never done that, then you're lying to yourself, because it's work.
If that's the case, then why are you complaining about it? Why is that an issue? Why is it not allowed?
What do you mean?
If that is the case, that people can go to work and not want to be there,
Yeah,
why are you complaining that Rashford say or whoever you mentioned look like that?
because you should be given 100%.
Why? You just
Because
said it's
you
a
should.
given that every industry is allowed to do it. But
it
everyone
takes the
else
piss,
is allowed
though.
to do
But
it.
it takes the piss though sometimes, though, innit? If someone's
No,
not
but why is it
tracking back-
okay over there?
Why is
not
it
here?
okay? Yeah, why is it okay?
I didn't say it
for
was
the-
okay.
But you just said like everyone in every other work.
You rewind.
Can we,
Please.
we're
Rewind
going
the
around
clip.
in circles now. This is getting a bit silly now.
Rewind the clip.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't want to be called lazy. I would rather someone say, you know what, we got outfought. You know, they
That's
were
the
better than us.
contradiction, because being full is a desire, effort, aggression, going
What
for
thought
things.
are we talking about? I'm
duels.
talking about thought here. We were outthought, not fought.
Oh, I got you.
The
Sorry,
battle.
sorry. Now, talking about Sancho, right? And switching from him, actually, but to Palmer. 4 goals in 45 minutes. He banged a hattie
He's an
plus one in
example
45.
of body language.
That
you wanna
probably,
talk
yeah.
about
If
that.
he doesn't score in 4 or 5 or
Yeah.
whatever, you're probably thinking,
He don't
oh,
fancy it.
But he fancies it.
He's an
He's not on it.
example.
There you
But,
go.
but what I'm saying, so you can't judge everyone by
Their
that.
body language.
You can't
body
say,
language
you
is an
mentioned,
indicator.
yeah, you said Sancho, but his body language doesn't necessarily tell you everything.
Yeah,
Do you mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, we all know it weren't going well at work, was it?
No, that's not the point. You're changing your argument
yeah.
to suit you.
Okay, go
point
on,
was body
carry on,
language.
carry on.
Exactly. But you work with Palmer. You've seen him at close hand at Man City. You work with him now at England. Give us a little bit of insight into him as like, he's football. We can all see it. But what's he like behind the scenes? What's the attitude like? Because like we were just saying there, he could be perceived as someone who's a little bit carefree.
No, but that's
what is he?
he's a little bit carefree as he cares as much as everyone, but he doesn't care what everyone thinks. Do you know what I mean? That's the balance he's got, and I think that's the beautiful thing with Cole is like he cares as much as anyone.
That's why he can make a mad pass and not go right and don't care.
But then he doesn't care that you like it. He cares that that's the right thing to do in the moment. Do you know what I mean? So again, I don't know how you create that as an individual or through a team or a squad. But yeah, Cole, like, and I've said this numerous times, I'm just gutted that this group of players, because Curtis Jones is coming. Curtis Jones is another one that's coming.
Well, you put him up there.
Liverpool?
Yeah, he's coming.
Liverpool?
Yeah. Like,
Really?
yeah, he's top. But like them lads, like Curtis, Anthony Gordon, we see it now with like Cole and Anthony, and obviously because they've had the seasons they've had, but we'd seen it before. And the Euros, if that 21s, if that was on TV, you like wouldn't be surprised in what Cole's doing, what Anthony Gordon's doing, what Curtis Jones is capable of, all that thing. And Angel Gomez, what they're all doing, they have a belief and a want to be the best, but also not care.
What's his super strength? Sorry, Joel. What's his super strength? Yeah,
His ability to receive anywhere. Like,
I love it.
like you have 10s that can receive it, but then go and get it on the edge of our box when the consequences are deeper, and if you lose it here, give it him there. Like again, we played a game against Germany
For the
21s in the Euros. He played as a pivot. The German coach said to me at halftime, he said, "I've never seen an England team play like that." he was just like, give me the ball. But then we're out of possession and he's running back and he's doing that because he knows the faster I get it back, the faster I get it. So that's his mindset of, I just want the ball. And you just go and get it anywhere. And then all of a sudden, especially when you receive it on the edge of your box, you're not facing a defensive midfielder. You're facing a defensive midfielder. So I can take him on easier than I can take on their number 6. So all of a sudden they're like, oh, we can't really press him now. Because once
gotta go deep.
Once we press that and we miss it, they're through.
Did you see his post-match interview? And it's exactly what you've just said there about he doesn't care what anyone thinks.
Oh, yeah.
They go, oh, you scored 4 goals in the first half, you know. He goes, yeah, could have scored 5 or 6, but you know.
But not in an arrogant way.
No, he was just like,
no.
And he goes, but there you go, that's life, innit? He just shrugged his shoulder. And I thought, did you say that? I thought.
But he doesn't care.
He's not being bossy about it.
And I think the best thing for me,
he probably trained yesterday. Yeah, he probably trained
and recreated the moments he missed.
Yeah. He probably just trained.
Is that what he's like as well?
Yeah,
his work
he just
ethic
probably
crazy, yeah.
Just love. Like, so his work ethic obviously coincides with that, but he loves it.
See him in the gym as well recently.
Yeah, he needed to go in the gym. He was skinny.
Yeah. That's one thing he's probably got to develop is a robustness. His body, like obviously these are the most games he's probably playing in a row and at the highest level. So
his diet, I need to look at his diet. The chips, I keep hearing chips and curry.
Really?
Man. Yeah, I keep hearing
mad
food.
Does he remind
Chinese.
you of Wayne Rooney in a sense
yeah.
where Rooney, like you've said it yourself, like he could bang in 30 goals in a season, but he's vexed because he doesn't feel like he's involved in the game.
100%.
Like so he cares about what he thinks, let alone everyone saying, Wayne Rooney, you've scored 30 plus goals.
I think they're similar in that sense.
They have to enjoy it, don't they?
Yeah, if they're not enjoying it, you'll see it and you'll know about it and they'll tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cole's a teller, but I know that he looks to me, his body language will tell you a lot.
Yeah, you would have to enjoy the game more than the outcome. Yeah. So in terms of like you put him on the wing and he scores 30 goals. If you said to Cole, probably play on the wing, you score 30, you have less ball. Or you stay inside and you score 15 and then you create the same amount of opportunities, but you get on the ball a lot, you probably say, yeah, give me the ball.
That's crazy.
Yeah, give me the ball.
Wait, before we move on, don't kill me on this one. I'm coming out and saying it straight. Respect to Phil Foden, FWA's Player of the Year.
Can I just go first on the response?
PFA Player of the Year. Me, I'm going Cole, Vibes Cartel, Palmer all day long, bro. I think he's the best thing since sliced bread, bro.
Is he better than Saka?
How can you say he's the best and then think about it?
No, I'll be real. It's looking like it at the moment.
Well,
footballer, as a complete footballer.
I think you know what? I think with us football fans, we really go, in the moment now he's better, right? No. He's in better form right now.
Rio, we ain't seen this before.
Wait. But all I'm saying, is when you look at Phil Foden last season, he's not Premier League Football Player of the Year for nothing.
No, I'm not saying he isn't.
That's all I'm saying. Like you can't discredit what's gone on before.
But Foden ain't banging in 4 goals in one half, looking like he should have had more. Foden's not carrying Chelsea.
No one's doing that. Only Haaland can do that because the system only allows Haaland to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're talking about English players, right? For me, prior to this, I thought Greenwood was the best player that I had seen come through the English system since Rooney, Owen. And I think Cole Palmer is in that batch. Right,
no one's denying that. All I'm saying, Palmer is bad. I love him. He's unbelievable. But last season, standout season, breakout season. He ain't even played Champions League yet for consistently. I'm just saying that. Phil Foden has had up the Champions League at times. He's been on the pitch with the best players in the world and been the standout player. That's all I'm saying,
They went to the Bernabeu and did his thing.
And that's all I'm saying. Cole, I don't doubt, can do that.
I don't like the question because while it implements and this is not you, this is just like people watching you choose one, it automatically think the other one's crap.
Yeah, rubbish.
No,
that's what I mean.
But that's what people think. That's what I'm saying.
People think
that. Now you pick one and then the other one's like, I'd rather... I don't rate the other one. That's not the case at all.
So I love Foden, and I was championing him all last season, right? And again, I was saying I think he's further ahead than Saka.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a better player. I just think he's further ahead in his development, games exposure at the highest level, right? Producing at the highest level. Saka's top. Don't get me wrong. Palmer's top. I'm paying to watch Palmer over all of the young English players right now, because of what he does.
Can we read the stats quickly?
Yeah, go
so
on.
you got Saka, 41 appearances.
Since the start of last season. 41 appearances, 17 goals, 14 assists, 31 total goal involvements.
Foden, 38 appearances, 19 goals, 8 assists, 27 total goal involvements. Cole Palmer, 40 appearances, 28 goals, 15 assists, 43 total goal involvements, which is actually more than Haaland as well, because obviously he's got mad goals. I saw it last night before I went to bed. I just couldn't believe it.
It's crazy numbers.
The guy, for me, as a total footballer, as a bags man, assist man, like...
He's got everything.
I don't think I've seen something like this since... And he's not on Rooney's level, in my opinion, but I don't think I've seen an English player do that since Rooney, if I'm honest.
Well, the stats would confirm that no one's done it.
He's not even playing Champions League football. You know, I forgot that. I just think
I think there's more freedom.
Freedom's the word.
I think freedom. And I think that was the evidence for Phil last year when there was no Kevin. I think he was given a bit more freedom to go and win the game in only you can and only way Cole can. Like, I think they have ability that systems are great, but then you have players that go, get him the ball in that area and just do a moment that only Cole can produce, Phil can produce.
This is where I'm looking at Lee Carsley and
saying,
going,
Jack
he
Grealish
will do
in
that.
there,
Grealish,
go and just do a Jack Grealish. Angel Gomez has angel moments in the build, so you have to recognise that players. Trent Alexander is like, give him the ball in areas.
Freedom.
No, it's not freedom.
He's saying get you in your best
the
area
so
where
the
you can perform the
system
best.
allows you to implement your style.
It's about like what Joleon's saying. In the right games, can you get him to be going in there, right timing with the right players and getting him in positions to get the ball where he's going to cause mad damage like he did?
I agree with that.
If you can,
that's the job of to get every player in an area where their strengths, and some people's strengths are not in possession. That's the thing, is to recognise his strength isn't in possession, his strength is out of possession, so let's expose him to 1v1s or whatever that may be, and then all of a sudden you have better outcomes. But there's no, like with Trent, I'm not saying he only could play right back or he only could play midfield. It's just, well, what are the areas of the field where Trent has his moments and Phil has his moments and Cole has his moments, and then the more opportunities you get them players in them areas, then you have better outcomes.
So how does Lee Carsley provide freedom, like, for the team? Obviously,
but as I said, when you say freedom, it's not like, I'll just go out there and pick up the ball wherever you want. It's no, there's a structure, there's a clear structure that the boys understand, that lads understand, but this is where we want to get you on the ball, and this is how you get into them areas on the ball. So it's just identifying that and creating an overloads in different ways. So it's, I'm trying to give you an example. It's like when you see like wingers or say number 10s drop out wide of, like, they're inside and all of a sudden they go and get it wide of the midfield. It's like, well, you're hiding behind the press. So it's like, this is how the opposition are going to set up. Once they set up like that, they think they've got, now you drop out wide, and that's when you're going to get the balls. That's why Cole can play that pass high, because he's behind the press. Brighton think they're comfortable. All of a sudden, Cole go drop wide because they're combating something else. So it's again, it's the system, but it's also for the players to recognise these are the moments.
Yeah. Getting them in the right, like, their right places at the right time with their strengths.
I wish that what's it called? I wish I played in, like this era.
The way they coach now.
The way they coach now, because they will be. I said this. I saw Nigel Quash. Remember him? He was a bad player when we were younger. Right and left foot. I see him at the weekend. Our sons played against each other actually, and we were talking about these systems and in and out of possession. And it was like someone like Nigel Quash was a midfielder, 2-footed. You could play him a bit like Glenn Hodd. Play him anywhere. He's had to find his way out of solutions. Probably 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times a half. Give them the ball under pressure, right, work it out. Whereas now, you give the ball under pressure, they're already programmed that you go there to get there. You move here to get there. It's all programmed. When we played, it was so different. So if I had the programming and the data in me to go, you've got an outcome every time you get it, and you've got your own personal, individual ways to do things. Yeah. Bro, I become like...
That's why you see Cole, Phil do them things, because they've got the system that's implemented.
That's your backup.
And the natural ability.
And now you've got that. That's your trump card.
Wow.
You've got a Cole Palmer trump card that only you can do, that not everyone else can do.
Yeah, that's the lyric there. If you can be given at your basics and your fundamentals that you can live off and breathe off every day, and then it's all about who's got the bigger trump card.
There you go,
bro.
Now
that's what I'm saying. Curtis Jones coming.
Well, he had a good season before the
getting fit.
What's so good?
His ability
why are you not playing for Liverpool then?
He's been injured. But his ability to pick it up and just drive past players, it's like Dembele. He's got that.
Well, that's a big
Every
statement,
single
you know?
person has come on here and spoke
That's
about
a
Dembele and
big
played with him.
statement.
He has got that
Joleon.
1v1.
Joleon, that's a big statement.
I'm saying his ability to go past midfielders is like Dembele. I've seen it, and you've got clips, and you would see it as well.
Okay, and I understand you've worked with him, but that's a very big statement.
Who's the other kid at Villa? What's his name? Morgan
Morgan Rogers.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
my
doing
days.
Dembele
a
stuff.
Problem.
Yeah. But he's
a
again,
problem.
but he's
higher,
higher up.
higher.
That's the difference. Like, I don't know if Morgan, and they're totally different players, by the way. Like, I don't know if Morgan could go and get that off the back line and do that. It's a different skill.
Bit looser, isn't it?
Yeah, it's yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
No,
He's
Morgan's
bad.
a problem.
He hurt Arsenal.
He's a problem.
yeah, Morgan's top.
He's a problem. Still beating
I'm
him.
not
Duran.
saying who's the best. Who do you has excited you the most when you've worked with these young players that we're now seeing come into the
That's a
fore?
good question. That's a good question.
All of them for different ways. I told you about Anthony as well before he
Anthony
come.
Gordon?
Yeah,
Mate. You was on it. I was going, has he got the quality? I've not seen it.
I
but
saying he's rapid as well.
Yeah, I was going, I ain't seen his pace. And I said this to him when I interviewed him. I said, bro, when you was at Everton, I didn't see the pace. I didn't see the and he was like, yeah, but Rio, I'm spending most of my time in my half tracking back the fullback and working, and I'm having to run an extra 30, 40 yards every time I get the ball.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. So you're not
Wow.
going to see the best of me.
That's crazy, isn't it?
He's yeah. For all different reasons. Again, like Anthony will run as fast as he can in and out of possession, and his ability to do that, like he's run his fastest, probably more than anyone. I think I'm not saying he's the fastest player, but he can run his fastest.
He looks like it
90% of the time, and
crazy.
that's the problem. That's the difference between others. But yeah,
He
all
said
of
he
them-
used to dominate you in training and stuff like that. He said. He did. He said he used to dominate you.
You lied.
He did. He said
He should be
He
dominating
said
me.
he
to
used
be
to
fair. I'm a
join
big
in.
man. I'm a big man, so he should be.
He said he used to stand you up and go, see that.
Never. Struggle. The law would have come out, man. That would have been a foul.
Oh, mate.
Guys.
You got who's the other exciting player? Sorry, John.
I'd say Angel is
Really?
one that because I didn't see he could be as influential as the pivot as he is.
I agree.
But again, he's probably the one that's clear, got Angel moments that we played France 21s and France are strong, and we were looking and thinking their players are as good as ours and it's going to be tight. It was tight for about 20 minutes, and then Angel and Curtis went, "No, we'll take over here," and then all of a sudden we won 4-0.
Really?
And they did stuff that was like, and we used to, when we watched training back, we would just be like, that's an Angel moment. Like, not everyone is given the ability to just like take a touch and turn and be like, if you watch his first clip against Ireland, he got a yard. There was no space. He literally turned his body, opened up his shoulder. He did it so sharp. The
Faced the
opposition went 4 yards that way and created 3 yards of space just from doing something so simple. And it's like, that's not a natural thing for everyone.
How important is it then? Because Angel Gomez was at Man United when I was there as a kid growing up.
But he wasn't a six.
10.
Yeah.
He was a number 10.
Okay.
He was a creator. He was the orchestrator from further forward positions, right? He was going to be the Janino type player, going to go and mesmerise and create chances, right? How important do you think it is for players going to the Ajax maybe system of playing multiple positions as a young kid?
Oh, it's
To be able to do what you do now.
It's important to play, but just to understand what is needed. And also, you probably put Angel in them areas where the physicality aspect may play a bigger factor. Like I said, he doing it in his own half, it's not as crowded. Teams are not condensed as much. So you're giving him more space, and giving players like that more space, you may think doesn't hurt you in the short term because he's farther away from your goal, but all of a sudden now the team's up.
He opens the pitch up.
So it's just being able to see what that skill is and where it can be used and how it's transferable.
Before we wrap up the show, I think we have to address the elephant in the room.
Well, your yellow shirt.
Nelly.
You're like a steward, bro. You're like a steward.
Nelly the elephant. Oh, raw.
Wow.
4-2 on the weekend, guys. Another 3 points. Made it a little bit difficult, but we're still up there.
Arsenal is no surprise. There's no surprise with what Arsenal are doing. It's a surprise they conceded 2 goals. That's it.
Yeah, it's true. That's where we are right about now.
Does that require shades?
Yeah, man, we're still here. I remember when people were
Jackie
saying
was blinded, man.
So, but
no one
here
doesn't believe
to
Arsenal are the strongest contenders.
Yeah, that's the word. The contenders.
Yeah, no one doesn't believe
I
that.
think that's fair. I think that's fair to say.
But you're moving like you guys got two hands on the trophy, ready to lift it. That's the way you
I
move.
think the difference with me is I epitomise the belief that the players have on the pitch, and you lot don't like it. What? Why should I sit there and not believe in my team?
No Arsenal player.
Do you remember how
Arsenal
far?
players
like this?
You lot just don't see it.
What?
You don't see it 'cause it's not happening.
No Arsenal players walking in the room and going, "I am that guy. We are that team."
You've been to
the Arsenal training ground.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the messaging that you've seen.
No, great messaging around there, all to get to a point of winning. And I respect the process, what they're going through. It's really nice to see how Arteta and they're doing it, etc. And the players are pulling it together, right? But they haven't won yet. So that's my only not gripe, but it's the only thing you go, okay, yeah, chill a little bit. But I ain't saying it to them, the players. It's to you and the other fans like yourself who are acting like you got your hands on the trophy.
The players should be. Should believe,
well,
and they do.
We've got a strong connection with our players and our club. And
have you?
Yeah, we do. That's why I'm extending the belief and saying,
your players are confident, right? But none of them they'll all be going there as individuals going, I am the guy. Declan will go, I'm the best centre midfielder.
That's right.
Saliba and Gabriel will go, we're the best two centre halves in the league, etc.
And I'm saying we're the best. We're the best club in England.
No, but they will not walk in the room and go, we're the best, strongest team.
Yeah, they're not.
They wouldn't.
They're not saying that.
They ain't.
They're not saying that. They're not saying that publicly.
They wouldn't.
That's what I said earlier. They'll be saying it.
No, but you're saying it publicly.
Doesn't matter, but that's because I'm not in the changing room with them.
They wouldn't do what you're doing. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, they can do their job. I'm going to do mine. My job is to support them. Did you hear what Arteta?
They're asking you to slow it down, by the way. They're asking through me. They're asking you to slow it down. Kai Havertz told me, tell that brother in your studio.
I told you about him.
Pull it back.
You didn't believe him. You didn't believe him.
He wanted him gone as well.
You didn't believe in him.
No.
I've got receipts. I've got receipts.
He wanted Havertz gone. Bro. Martinelli.
No, let him speak. Let him speak. Because I've got receipts.
I did not say I wanted Kai gone.
Lies.
I said I weren't sure because I wanted a number 9.
Lies.
I told you about him.
You did. You and Farrell Williams, right?
Shout out Farrell Williams.
Yeah. You guys both said that boy, his touch, he's special, he's different. Like you did say that.
He's a problem.
And I didn't believe. I reserved my judgment.
He's one that needed a system.
Yeah. Certain players need a system. Special. Sterling's the one who needs a system.
Yeah, I think so. And I think just like players needs less of a system, he needs more of a system.
Top player.
Anyway. It's been a hard show.
Thank you very much for tuning in. Joleon Lescott, thank you very much for giving us your time because I know that you're also a coach. You do so many other stuff. So you come
What ain't you doing, bruv?
Really?
DJing?
Nah.
I've got a party coming up.
Nah.
Can you get involved?
Yeah. But I'm not DJing at the minute.
Really?
England coach can't be DJing, brother.
No. You're doing the victory party.
Well, if we win. We got to get the job first. We got to get the job. But
thank you so much for your time, and it really means a lot. Rio, thanks for turning up. It's always good to have you. Joel Bayer, signing out. Rio Ferdinand presents.
Take your glasses off. You can't do that with your glasses on.
No. I am not listening to a man who has a team that's finished 8th last season. We're on a different trajectory right about now.
What if I say take your glasses off?
It's different though. It's a different conversation.
It's bright.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys, and we will be back soon. Peace.
Thanks, guys, for listening to this episode of Rio Reacts. Hope you've enjoyed this show. And if you have, make sure you leave us a review and follow this Rio Ferdinand Presents feed to make sure you never, ever miss an episode. If you've got a point you think we should be discussing or want to put us on the spot with a question you want answering, get in touch using the fansfirst at rioferdinandpresents.com email address or use #RFP on social. See ya on the next one.